So if you've been with us for, well, a couple of years, few years, you heard me talk about my encounter with what, and I'm not going to read what Ted wrote, I'm going to read it factually, with my encounter with a chupacabra here in the Twin Cities. Now, Ted wrote in that intro what I believed was a chupacabra. Whatever, Theodore. Now, a new show investigates what some believe is a mythical creature lurking in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Look.
I have never seen anything that could have possibly done what it did.
Boom. I get yanked back.
That had to be huge.
It just sits in the back of your mind of what this thing is, and you'd like to see it again. You know, go after it.
If it's become this big, why can't it take people? What else is it taking? How many kids are missing?
Elroy, oh my God, look it. Every single day we put bait out, the bait's gone. We have to see what's on the cameras.
Yeah. My advice would be just to strictly leave this all alone.
We don't want to hurt it. We want to see what this thing really is and how big it is. It's got to be big.
Yeah. You think it's big? Look at the box they are trying to use to catch it. Anyway, Searching for the Mikinaak premieres today on Prime Video. Joining me are two of the men involved in the series, executive producer and star Peter Lalliere and star Elroy Ballgard, everybody. Pete, Elroy. Okay. I was so excited for this because of, and I'll tell you my story in a minute, but let's focus on you. Pete, let me start with you. How did this begin? Did you see it? Did it bite your ankle? What happened? How did this start?
I live on a horse ranch out in Minnetrista, and I take our horses on walks all the time, and our most steady horse, Tex, I would walk down the road one day, and he spooked, and he didn't want to keep going. It was by a body of water, and on the third day, I went a different time of day in the morning, and he kept spooking. He's the most steady horse, and I stop, and I get my phone out, and I do a video for my wife to show her. It's like, hey, this horse keeps spooking and won't go any further. And then I pan over and I look and I see something coming out of the water. I have no idea what it is, but it was huge. And I just like looked at it, I'm like, okay. And then I happened to be in my clinic working on a patient who just got back from the Himalayas with Bear Grylls, and he'd been looking for Yeti. And I said to him, you know what, you went halfway around the earth to find the Yeti, and look at what I have on this video right here in Minnetrista. And I showed it to him, he's like, did you show that to anybody? And I said, no. And he goes, don't show that to anybody. Then all of a sudden we have some producers that get a hold of us and they say, we want you guys to try to figure out what that was. And we're just gonna follow you. We're not gonna make you say anything or do anything. We're just gonna do it. And it was a 3-year process, and we went down the rabbit hole.
Elroy, now how do you fit into all this?
Well, I'm Pete's neighbor, and
Best introduction to a guest in 8 seasons. Yes. Yeah.
I play the part of Pete's neighbor. No, I'm actually Pete's neighbor. But he came over with his phone and he showed me this picture he had of this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what in the heck is this thing? It looks prehistoric. And he's like, do you want to help look for it? And I'm like, yeah. I mean, and it's on, and we've just been searching ever since. So.
Okay, Pete, can you kind of describe, and obviously you can see it, go watch the show on Prime, but what did it, paint a picture for us. What did you see? What did it look like? Was it like the head? Was it, did it look shiny? Was it more of a matte skin? You know, what was it? What did it look like?
It looked like reptilian, and it was about this tall out of the water, and it had its mouth open. And we come to find out by talking to biologists, it was normal behavior for that particular animal to do it. And we found out that there's a 200-year-old legend on Lake Minnetonka of this that's like closely guarded by the Native American population. And we got them involved, and we wanted to know from them what this was and what we should do, and it led to a huge, huge conflict in this whole thing.
And that is the name, that is where the title, it's the Mikinaak, and I pronounced it wrong in the T's, but it's Mikinaak?
Yes, Mikinaak, Gitche Mikinaak, Native American elder Tom, he came and said, this is a legend, it's 200 years old, it's known, and you should just leave it alone. And let it be. But unfortunately, a conflict arose, and some people in our group started thinking it was very dangerous and it was going to harm somebody. And friendships were lost in this whole thing. I mean, it really went south in a way. And we just saw it for the first time last night at the world premiere, and we I was stunned.
Stunned why?
Just the way, a lot of what they filmed, I wasn't present for, and I saw some footage I hadn't seen before, and the conflict, man, it was really, we bared our souls, and like I said.
There's fights.
Yeah.
We got to take a break, but on the other side, I want to know, I made a joke right at the beginning, that trap that you guys tried to lower, oh my God, that looks like Optimus Prime. That is a huge box. I want to know about that. Pete and Elroy are sticking around after the break while rivalries developed among the search teams, plus why Pete says he would never go into certain spots of Lake Minnetonka.
Never.
Like never. Holy crap.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everybody. Oh my God. It's the best. Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, I introduced you to a new real-life mystery series on Prime Video from Amazon involving the search for a mythical creature in Lake Minnetonka. If you're watching us from our other stations, that's just west of Minneapolis. Hello, Prince reference. During the series, a rivalry, we alluded to this a little bit ago, a rivalry develops over the creature. Look at this.
We're going to try to capture it, and then we're going to try to put it someplace where nobody will ever find it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
If it's something old like this and big, something that's been around for a long time, if the wrong people get a hold of this here, who knows what they're going to do with it.
I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
So let me see if I understand this. So the rivalry was catching it. Were there competing groups wanting to grab this thing?
There was.
I don't want to give you everything away, but yeah.
You know what? Someone went off the rails and decided he wants to hunt it down and kill it, and we wanted to save it. So we're like, basically, let's save the Mikinaak and preserve it. And then it became kind of a race, because he was like, no, it's dangerous. It's going to harm somebody. We should just find it, and it should be dispatched.
Because you said before we went to break, there are parts of Lake Minnetonka that you would never go in. Why? Because of the creature?
Yeah, there's plenty. Minnetonka is beautiful. The cinematography of Lake Minnetonka is stunning, but there is definitely places where we explored and we have footage that I would never jump in the water. I would never. Never.
Okay, let me tell you. I'm going up to I'm going by lake this weekend. I ain't even swimming in that lake. I don't need a sturgeon swimming by me or anything like that. That box I keep talking about, is that a trap? Mm-hmm. That's a trap? You guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
How big is that? Give me some scale here.
I think it was 4 by 8.
4 feet by 4 feet by 8 feet.
That is how big this thing is. Think about that for just a second. Yeah. So we were talking during the break, and this fascinates me, and one of the reasons we on the show is, and Ted likes to joke about this, but I encountered a chupacabra. I'm sorry, Kendall, is there a problem? I encountered a chupacabra in like 2014, 2015, about 4:30 in the morning. I'm driving to get onto Highway 100 from Minnetonka Boulevard, and as I'm going on the exit, I see this creature. Now look, my mom was a dog groomer, and I've been around every breed of dog imaginable. This dog had like freaking opposable thumbs and audience, and walked with like a gnip-gnop kind of thing. And I look at it, and it comes up to my car. I roll down. I had a little Ford Escape at the time. I rolled down my window, and the creature, little hunchback, came over to me and like looked up at me, and we stared at each other, and then it ran across Minnetonka with a walk I've never seen a dog do. It wasn't a mangy dog. Kendall thinks it was a giant raccoon. It was not that. It was something. So I believe this. I believe this. Yeah.
Sounds like season 2 to me.
Thank you. Leo, take 5 real quick. That's why I told the story. Anyway, I'm just joking. Give it up for Pete and Elroy, everybody. You can scream. Go watch this right now. It's available today, starting today, searching for the Mikinaak on Prime Video from Amazon. Today is the debut. Thank you guys so much. We'll be right back in a moment. Thank you, Elroy. Thank you. After you guys.